Hey Dad Gamers, welcome to the Dad Gamers podcast. Alright, so it's been a while since we put an episode out. We're on a little bit of a hiatus. Getting a few things changed around, moved, new equipment, new things that we're working on. There was a drawing last month for the $20 Xbox Live card, but the person that won did not want their name or gamer tag put out, so it will not be announced. There will be a drawing for this month, but it'll be next week, so make sure you tune in next week as we get back on schedule to producing these episodes every single week. So, like you know, I'm your host, Bob Rayhart, also Flank on Xbox Live, FLANKKE if you want to follow me there. Today I'm actually joined by my brother Adam.
Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Adam. Gamertag is Chrono1990, CHRONO 1990. If you want to follow me on that as well. I'm not on as often as I used to be, but...
Right, we have very busy lives. Adam is the co-host for me on our other podcast, the Rayhart Rundown. We've been busy with that. We've been busy with a lot of other things as we moving into a new studio and getting things changed around so that both podcasts can benefit. But let's jump right into gaming and talk about. I know the game you've been hooked on right now is the South Park phone game.
Yeah, Phone Destroyer?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I've been playing. Like, I turn on freaking Dexter, and I sit there and I play South Park Phone Destroyer. I love it.
Give the basis of the game real quick.
So it's like, for you, those of you out there that play, like, Madden or whatever, I know, Bob, you're not a Madden fan.
I don't play Madden, but it's not like that. I mean, it's not...
Well, I'm using this as an example for the card bases.
Got it.
So in Madden, whenever you have your dynasty or whatever, you collect these cards.
Okay.
And it's for players. And the better cards you get, the better player you get on the field. It works the same way.
And again, I don't, because I don't play the Madden game, but can you control the character or no?
Well, yeah.
In Madden.
Madden, yeah. Like, whatever card you get, that's what you put onto your team, and then that's your player on the field so that he's better at catching, he's better at throwing.
Right, but does it play like Phone Destroyer where the character plays automatically, or...
Well, no,
I don't know.
Well, with Madden, you switch between players.
That's okay.
You're the quarterback, and then you throw it, and then you switch to your receiver.
Right, but in your South Park game...
In South Park, so it's the same aspect where you have the cards, you have all of the stats, and all of that, but it's a battle game. So it's like... You're in an arena, and you have to throw down your card, and then that South Park character will come out, whether it be PC Principal, Mr. Mackey,
any one of the whatever character it is,
whatever character it is, and then of course you have you have different kinds of the same person. So it's like Stan of Many Moons when he's the Indian, or you've got Stan from when he's what's his name as a superhero with the drill?
Oh, Toolshed.
You know, so then and each character has like different abilities.
So even though South Park has a wide range of characters, they repeat their main characters in their different outfits to create different level cards and things like that.
Right.
I mean, I played
you have Princess Kenny whenever they're the fantasy cards.
It's not that I don't know the game. I played the game when it first came out. I just stopped playing. I know like you are hooked on it right now, and I'm
super
afraid
hooked on it, dude. I just upgraded Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, I'm afraid to jump back in because I know that I will be hooked back in. I'm like, I can't get sucked back into it. I take up too much time already playing other phone games with that.
But yeah, I was playing that. I was playing the Assassin's Creed Valhalla for a while, and I got hooked on the dice game on that.
I did Watch Dog Legion. Watch Dog the third one?
Yeah.
I bought it for you for Christmas. Right. That's amazing. That is an amazing game. And it's only because the ability to recruit anyone is the best. The ability to recruit for and use them and each person. I mean, not the ability to just recruit certain people, like literally the little grandma. Like I was playing it, and I came across this grandma feeding pigeons in a park, and I was like, "Hey, you want to be part of the resistance?" And I was expecting her to be like, "Get out of here, Sonny." But she was all like, "Hell yeah!" And she puts on a freaking mask and pulls out a gun, and I was like, "All right, let's go!" Like it was nuts. It's fun. Like it's a fun game.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just one of those. Again, it's one of those over the top type games. It takes place in London, in England or whatever, and it's got the aesthetics and the streets and everything. It's mapped out like they do because I know the first one was in Chicago. The second one was in San Francisco.
Right.
And so this one's in I can't wait to see what the fourth one is. I'm really hoping for the fourth one to be in LA. I don't know why. I just really want it to be in LA. Yeah,
right.
Because I'm stupid, I guess. I don't know. But jumping off of that real quick and going back to things that you play on your phone. So this isn't one that you play on your phone, but you remember the big Robin Hood thing back in January?
Which part?
Okay, I'm only bringing this
GameStop?
up. Yeah, I'm only bringing up the GameStop thing, right? The Robin Hood GameStop thing, because Kotaku, the very popular gamer site, which they get a lot, they dig in and they get a lot of inside scoop on stuff. They're from overseas. They just came out. Today is the 19th, so this episode actually will come out today after we get done. Kotaku came out about an hour ago and reported that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons, during the GameStop debacle, made millions.
Ooh.
Millions.
And they don't have to pay taxes on it.
Right. So in January 2021, the floundering game retailer stock price rose and fell wildly. We all remember that at the end of January. Well, a Business Insider reported that Ensign Peak Advisors, which work for the church, bought 46,000 shares of GameStop right at the end of 2020, so December. Then they turned around and basically sold when it peaked.
At $460.
Whatever it was, yeah. So their stock value, their total investment jumped from $867,000 to $8,732,000.
That's crazy.
They made the church essentially made $8 million. Now, keep in mind, they have other investments like Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, Apple. They even have entertainment ventures like Dave & Buster's, Six Flags, and even the WWE. But the fact that they jumped in on the GameStop thing is kind of funny. I don't think they had inside information, judging by just looking at their stock or their portfolio here of all the different things. It looks like they kind of just want their hand in everything. But yeah, they made out when it came to the game. It's funny just because, again, you don't expect the church to be like, we're gonna invest in GameStop. We're gonna invest in games, But here's the other thing is that a lot of people are up in arms about it because officials told Wall Street Journal the fund is for the church to maintain its work in the case of another 2008 financial crisis, which is the fall of the stock market. Remember that? The crash of the stock market?
Yeah.
So they came out and they're like, oh, well, we have this secretive wealth holding for the church just in case that happens. But a lot of the members of the church actually find that having that secretive wealth is a counter message to their actual Book of Mormon Bible. So it's a big controversy. Not that I would go into religion in this podcast by any stretch, but I just think that the whole fact that a church benefited off of GameStop was kind of funny to me. Moving on. So, did you ever play Zelda Skyward Sword?
No. Okay, so I was actually going to bring up
Go ahead.
Zelda, a matter of fact.
Perfect.
Because, as you know, I've got a Zelda tattoo, whatever. I've got the Triforce
right,
tattooed on my arm.
But it doesn't. Here's a real side note. But does it have the meaning of Zelda when you look at it, or does it represent something else to you?
So when I was in high school, me and my closest friends, we said that we made up the Triforce.
Okay.
And I was power, somebody else was wisdom, somebody else was courage, and then we had a fourth guy, and we were like, "You're the centerpiece, man. That holds us all together." You know what I mean? We just kind of threw him into it because he came into the group of friends late. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's like, "Oh, I want to be a part." I was like, "Oh, the Quad Force."
Yeah. Change it up.
Yeah, you're the center that holds us all together. But no, yeah. So the reason I was gonna bring it up actually is because I had a question for you.
Go ahead.
And I'll tell you my answer first. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time has got to be the game that I have played through more times than any other game I've ever played.
Than any game that you've ever played, or any Zelda game?
Any game I've ever played. What is your game that you've played through?
Oh, I don't know. I've got so many.
Multiple times. Like, which one have you played through the most?
The only one that I can think of that I played through to completion the most, was probably, I would love to say Chrono Trigger because there's so many endings.
Right.
But I know that I didn't play through. I just went to the last save and did whatever shortcut I could.
Right.
But playthrough would probably go back all the way back to my childhood of the original NES, and it would be Contra.
Oh, okay.
Because you would sit down with a friend at their house, and you couldn't save the game, you couldn't stop. You could only put in the code, the Konami code, and
for 80 lives.
For or 30 or whatever it was lives. And the objective at that point was to beat the game. And you could. And so I remember having fun playing through and beating the game. That, and I mean, I played a lot of games that had no ending.
Right.
If that makes sense, like Mario Kart.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, theoretically, you can beat Mario Kart.
You can get the cup and the championship and all that. But I mean, I guess I played against my friends. We played battle mode all the time.
Right.
Like I would play Mario Kart.
Oh my God, I remember battle mode.
I would play Mario Kart every day before school. Before school, I would ride my bike to my friend's house. It was when we lived in California. And I would play Mario Kart for 30 minutes. We would do 3 matches or something until it was time to go. It was the last minute we had to go ride our bikes to school. Every single day for the entire 7th grade year, 8th grade year, something like that. Speaking of throwbacks, though, because I think you played Mario Kart, but when you were born, you're younger than I am. So when you were born, it was Mario Kart 64?
Okay, so I played Mario Kart 64, but when 64 first came out, you had bought it when it first came out.
Because I'm freaking spoiled rotten and I just bought games all the time.
Right.
Like a weirdo.
You had bought the 64 when it first came out, and I don't think Mario Kart had come out yet, if I don't remember. Or at least you didn't have it yet.
Yeah, I probably didn't get it right out the gate. But
what you did get was Diddy Kong Racing.
Right. I was able to get
that
Diddy Kong.
Game is what I used to play. That was the first game I remember playing was Diddy Kong Racing on Nintendo 64. And because you came home with a Nintendo 64 and I was all like, what's this? And you're like, it's a video game system. I'm like, what the hell is a video game?
Yeah.
And you started you showed me and we started playing Diddy Kong Racing. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I was like, Mom, Dad, I want a Nintendo 64. Dad's all like, you don't need that. Fucking gave me the regular Nintendo.
Yeah, because I had the Super Nintendo.
Yep.
And all that stuff I kept in my room. I kept it away because my fear was...
Yeah, I don't remember ever what your room ever looked like because I was not allowed in your room.
I had all that stuff kept away. But, okay, so I brought up Mario Kart 64 because everyone can remember how many hours they played Mario Kart for, right?
Yeah.
Like their throwback. Well, a lot of people, I should say a lot of dad gamers, or my age gamers, okay, also played Mario Golf. Did you ever play Mario Golf on the 64?
I did not. I feel like I played it for GameCube, but not 64.
I mean, you possibly could have. The Nintendo Switch has announced Mario Golf Super Rush, and there's a trailer out now. It actually looks amazing. Everyone is super, super stoked for it. I'm not really much of a golf game, but when it came to the Mario type games, they were super fun.
There's
like
a
the
golf
Mario
game that I remember that you used to play for GameCube.
It wasn't on GameCube. It was on Xbox. I know what you're about to say.
Outlaw Golf.
Yeah.
Outlaw Golf. Where if you're having a shitty game, you had to beat the fuck out of your caddy.
Yeah. So that was I love that game. Outlaw Golf. The best parts about that game was not only did they come out with Outlaw Golf 2.
I have it right here on my laptop.
Not only did they come out with Outlaw Golf 2, they came out with Outlaw Golf Holiday Edition. And I have that.
Oh, wow.
They came out with Outlaw Golf. They came out with another. There was like a bunch of them, bunch of different versions. They came out, and when they came out, they were only out on the shelf or in the retail market for 6 months, and they disappeared. And I was able to get my hands on almost all of them. I think all but one. And the best part about it, if anybody out there has played Outlaw Golf, the original, not the new ones, not the Outlaw Golf 2 or any of the spin-offs, but the original Outlaw Golf, the best part about it is the announcer. The announcer is actually Steve Carell.
Oh, really?
Which is Michael Scott from The Office.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was one of his first gigs was to do the voiceover for the video game. And he's the voice of the announcer on Outlaw Golf, the first one. So if you now when you go back and play it and you listen, you can you totally can hear it.
That's awesome. I'm
You
gonna
can
play
totally,
it now. When
yeah,
I get
you
home.
can totally hear it.
Try
Yeah,
it
just
out,
a little
'cause
inside.
I'm building an emulator PC right now,
Oh, are you?
so I have.
How much do you think it's going to run you?
The PC I bought, it was okay. So I bought the PC for $120. It was just a certified refurbished office computer for like a lawyer's office or something
Right.
like that, right? Because you don't need that high of a processor for those types because it's all old school games.
Right. Yeah, it's all emulators. It's all.
Yeah.
I mean, they could fit on a floppy disk back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't need that high of a processor. Like anything like an i5 will do just fine. And then the graphics card is what I had to upgrade. So I had a friend of mine give me a graphics card, but you need like the 1060, I believe, like a NVIDIA GeForce 1060.
Oh, that reminds me. Side note, real quick. Side note.
Maybe a little less than that.
NVIDIA, their RTX cards, the 3080 or 3090, they're nerfing them. I know, dad gamers, I know a lot of you know what that means out there. For those that you don't, that means that they're basically making them not work well with digital crypto. Like, people are using these graphics cards to mine Ethereum.
Right.
They're nerfing them specifically that if they start to mine them, they slow way down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Remember I was telling you, like, I think on, I don't know if it was on our other podcast or maybe it was off the air, how there's a lot of geeks and gamers and nerds out there that are trying to take Ethereum apart.
Right.
That's one of the things they did.
Wow.
Anyway, so again, long story short, how much do you think it's going to run you to build that PC?
It was $120 for that. A friend of mine gave me the graphics card, but the graphics card that you would need for it is probably going to run you $200 because you don't need a brand new one.
Right.
It would probably cost me with the controllers as well.
Right.
Because I bought N64 controllers, PlayStation 1 controllers, all that plug in USB. $400 maybe.
That'd be good.
But I would literally have, and well, also there's a software out there. I forget the name of it. I'm gonna have to get it for you.
That's all right.
There's a software out there though that categorizes ROMs and emulators.
Oh,
so
like a build like a library.
Right. So it's instead of like having to go through and on a PC and select like, open the N64 ROM,
right.
Load up the N64 emulator, load up the ROM game or whatever by the file, click, blah, blah, blah. This will automatically do it. So you literally just like put it all in one file or whatever underneath this software.
In a subdirectory, right?
And then you just like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my startup file.
So it's
on Windows.
there.
So as soon as I turn on the computer, it automatically loads up the software and it automatically comes up onto my 65-inch 4K TV.
Right.
And then I just plug in the remotes that I want and I can scroll through and I just select the system and then it will just show the whole list of games and I select the game and it loads the game for me. And then the controllers I'll already have all that set up.
You don't remember the name of the software though?
I don't.
All right, if you think of it, I'll put it in the notes of the show so people can look at it.
Yeah, I'll find out what it is so you can put it in the notes. But it just makes it so much easier. And I'm literally like, I'm going through and I'm downloading every single fucking...
Anything you can find.
Anything I can find, man.
Okay.
Like everything. Like I just want like this big, huge list
right.
of...
all the old school games.
All the old school games.
But again, old school games, we were talking about Zelda before, and you were talking about how you have a tattoo.
Yeah.
I did get a little bit of news that just came down again an hour ago about Zelda Skyward Sword. Remember I asked you if you played Zelda Skyward Sword? So The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, Nintendo is going to actually be releasing on the Nintendo Switch. Okay? Like, I want to say didn't they already release it on the Nintendo Switch? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. Here's the thing. They are actually releasing a special Amiibo. Remember the Amiibo figures? The little Nintendo figures?
No.
You don't know what an Amiibo figure is?
Nope.
Okay, let me bring you up to speed. For you dad gamers that don't know, the Amiibo figures were something that came out way back with the Wii U. And they were little figures like Mario. They originally came out for Super Smash Brothers. They were little figures that had like Mario, Sonic, or whatever, and you could buy them. They were made by Nintendo, and when you took them, you would put them down on the gamepad of the Wii U, and it would implement the character into the game.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so just like the Lego Dimension, just
Right.
like Skylanders, all of that, it worked the same way, but it was Nintendo's version. Well, Zelda also has that capability. The Nintendo Switch, for those dad gamers out there that may not know, the Nintendo Switch, that if you have one of those, that actually has the ability to read your amiibos. You can actually put the amiibo down right on top of the, I believe, left control stick, and it'll read it immediately. So if you have a game that uses it, you can do that. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, the Nintendo is coming out with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, $25 amiibo. Now keep in mind, amiibos are like $8, $10.
Okay.
This is a $25 amiibo that is like twice the size of every other amiibo, and it will actually change the game when you use it. It is the amiibo itself is it looks like a large horn-billed bird. Like it looks like a
Phoenix.
Not even a phoenix. It's just a basic it's like big enough to carry the characters around.
Okay.
And like you can get on the back. It looks like a big pelican almost.
Okay.
So the amiibo is a large hornbill bird with Zelda standing next to him, petting him. When you use the amiibo on the new game, right? The name of the figure, I think the name of the figure is called Loftwing. It's Zelda and Loftwing is the amiibo figure. But when you use it on the game, it'll allow you to fast travel. Which, without it, keep in mind, without the amiibo, you can't do.
Okay.
So it's a big thing right now Nintendo is coming out with. They add this improved travel system, and it's free of charge if you have the amiibo. So
Skyward Sword, is that the newest one?
That is... No.
I feel like that's not the newest. No, Breath of the Wild is the newest one. Breath of the Wild is
the newest one. Skyward Sword is the one that came out right before that one.
Okay. I haven't had a Nintendo since Nintendo Wii. Not Wii U, Nintendo Wii. So
in Breath of the Wild, you could summon the Wolf Link companion with the amiibo, and the amiibos actually work with most Nintendo games. I have a bunch of them. After we're done with this podcast, I'll show you what they look like.
I've been thinking about getting a Switch.
Switch is so fun, dude.
I know.
Here's the advantage of Switch, and we're gonna wrap up here in a minute. But here's the advantage of the Switch. The advantage of the Switch is the ability to have a console at home, and then
take it with you.
Take it with you if you're traveling. Like I've taken it on road trips. You know, I mean, it doesn't have like built-in, like your phone does, like built-in Wi-Fi. I mean, it has a Wi-Fi, but it doesn't have like built-in signal.
Right.
But like when you get to the hotel, and it uses the regular phone port charger like everything else. So you can, we plug it in the car, and you can download like Netflix and Hulu and all this stuff on it.
Right.
And at the hotel you can watch it or whatever. So when we travel, we always take it because it's good, it's fun, but I don't go buy one yet. And the dad gamers know because they listen to previous episodes. Nintendo's coming out with a super one, larger screen.
Oh, right on.
Pro mode, if you will, they're calling it. Then I think the Switch Pro, I think, is what's coming.
Oh, right on. Yeah, because I almost built one for. I almost built not a Switch. Okay, so like I was telling you about the Emulator PC.
Right.
I almost built a mobile one as well.
So that you could do. I've seen those. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you could actually if you wanted to, just like building your own old school arcade machine, which I also almost did.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Raspberry Pi motherboard. And then you just connect it to a screen and you load it with emulators and ROMs. You can kind of do that and make a mobile handheld one too, but that would be a little bit more difficult. But at the same time, I found a friend of mine that did it on his phone.
Oh, there you go.
And so he was at the hospital or whatever because he was having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So he just sat there with his freaking Bluetooth Xbox remote with an attachment holding onto his phone, playing Mario Kart Double Dash for 16 hours before she finally went into labor. But I just thought it was so cool. I was like, dude, you're playing freaking Double Dash on
like I said,
your cell phone.
Don't go running out, though, and buying a Switch just yet, because there is, like I'd already told the dad gamers here, there is a Pro Switch coming out.
Right on.
So,
yeah, because I still need to buy the new Xbox, too. I'm sick and tired of load screens.
GameStop is supposed to. That's another announcement. Let me do real quick before we sign off here. The Xbox Series S Xbox Series S, and the other one, the big one, the Xbox Series X, I think it's called, and the PS5 are all now starting to get restocked in GameStop because GameStop's opening.
Oh, right on.
So keep checking into your local GameStop, Dad Gamers, if you want to get your hands on one of the new consoles. And don't forget to check us out on Xbox Live at the Dad Gamers Club. You can go in there and make sure you get on there. And you can always send us your email address. Drop it in at dadgamerspodcast.com and get in the drawing for a $25 Xbox Live card, because we still got, again, an announcement will come out next week for another card. You guys want it. I gotta have email addresses to be able to send you the code. Okay, Adam, thanks for joining us on Dad Gamers Podcast.
Yeah, no doubt.
You want to plug your gamer tag one more time?
Yeah, it's Chrono1990, CHRONO 1990. Feel free to add me. One game that I have been playing actually lately when I get on Xbox is Call of Duty Cold War.
Oh yeah, so
yeah,
everybody's into the Call of Duty.
Yeah, I ended up buying that for mostly for zombies mode, and I still don't know the maps. So if anybody wants
to get on there and
wants to show me how that shit works, because also like the building of the guns and the upgrades and stuff, dude, I'm so lost. So, like I'm going up picking up like all these parts, and I was like, I'm new, yeah. I don't know what to do. So